A McKinsey Global Institute report found that 12 trillion could be added to global GDP by 2025 by advancing women's equality. The public, the private, and the social sectors will need to act to close gender gaps in work and society. Gender inequality is not only a pressing moral and social issue, but a critical economic challenge. If women, who account for half of the world's working-age population, do not achieve their full economic potential, the global economy will suffer. The need is so great that the UN has listed gender equality and sustained economic growth in its top 17 sustainability goals. My mission is to promote business between Southern California and Canada's leading global cities with an emphasis on female-led businesses. My vision is to work with an innovative company that is looking to grow its global footprint into the Canadian economy, or partner with an organization that is committed to fostering stronger ties between global cities and international business growth. My local to global project came to light in March 2020, when companies were either adapting or shuttering during COVID. I saw especially how women were being affected, and I couldn't settle to watch hard-earned gains in female empowerment be diminished. I look forward to working with commercial partners. Getting ahead of myself. I look forward to working with commercial partners, associations, and stakeholders in Los Angeles, Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal to support with business development and trans-commerce partnerships. These 4 cities share similar values and business opportunities. They are all global cities with a young, educated workforce that are driving vibrant, multi-sector economies. I look to build relationships with commercial partners who have expertise in Canadian law, tax, accounting, real estate, PR, to advise companies on the best routes to enter the Canadian market. The sectors I would focus on would be technology, the creative industries, urban infrastructure, financial, and life sciences. These transformative sectors will lead to investment in high-value jobs in Canada. In my previous role, I worked for London & Partners in Los Angeles, which is the Mayor of London's promotional and economic development agency, where I showcased the business opportunities in London to entrepreneurs across the US Southwest. One of my clients was LA-founded Bird e-scooters. They had their sights set on London, but were told by UK officials that e-scooters were not permitted on London streets. I was committed to changing that. I got Bird accepted into a pilot program at Here East. Here East is the former 2012 Olympic Park in London that is now a privately owned, thriving tech ecosystem. And this is a photograph of me in 2018 when I was interviewed on the 100-year anniversary of women being given the right to vote in the UK. And I was interviewed by the Mayor of London's office as not only a woman, but a woman in business and my contributions to London. And I was recently a youth delegate for the Summit of the Americas, and I work for an NGO called Evacuate Our Allies. California has always been an incubator for the world's most powerful and innovative companies. It has changed the way we live, work, and think. Despite its enormous VC presence, women do not receive the same recognition and venture backing as their male counterparts. The next global city I'm going to talk about is Toronto. Toronto is one of the most global multicultural cities in the world, with 51% of the population being foreign-born. It is a multi-sector economy where financial services, technology, the creative industries, urban infrastructure, and life sciences are represented. With its diverse population, it's an ideal city for attracting talent and meeting people who have connections to your next foreign market. Entrepreneurs have access to over 1 billion consumers through international trade agreements. And last but not least, that is the Creative Destruction Lab. That's the leading incubator in Toronto. And the region has over 250 ethnicities, which means life sciences companies can conduct research and globally diverse pool for clinical trials. It is the third largest technology hub in North America and is home to Marigold Capital, which is a VC that invests in women and underrepresented founders. And the Canadian Film Centre just launched Fifth Wave, which is its first female-led accelerator for digital media. Next city I'm going to talk about is Montreal. Montreal is recognized as Canada's international capital with the largest community of international organizations in the country and the third largest in North America. Montreal is a global leader in diverse subsectors: AI, gaming, clean tech, visual effects, smart mobility, and biotech. 55% of the population is bilingual, and 20% is trilingual, and it happens to have the largest tech jobs of any of the three Canadian cities with the lowest cost of living. And this is Mila, which is a leading AI institute in Montreal. Next city I'm going to talk about is Vancouver. So more than 80 countries maintain a consular presence in Vancouver that are ready to support entrepreneurs with their next market expansion. In California, we talk about how it's a gateway to Asia. Well, in Vancouver is also a gateway to Asia, but also the US West Coast. Vancouver offers a business climate that's green, progressive, creative, and innovative. It also happens to have the largest digital media cluster and entertainment studios in the world. And it happens to be the third greenest city in the world and plans to be 100% renewable by 2050. And this is Centec, which is a leading tech incubator in Montreal. In Canada, there are economic opportunities for women. There's an ease of establishing a global presence, and there's an ease of doing business in a culture where women in entrepreneurship are welcomed. The Canadian government is taking bold steps to increase women's participation in leadership and business. Studies show that by advancing gender equality and women's participation in the economy, Canada could add up to $150 billion in GDP. It has launched a $15 million inclusive VC initiative aimed at building a more inclusive VC environment for Canadian women and to increase women's participation in the VC industry. The Bank of Montreal has announced a $5 billion commitment to support female-led businesses in Canada to mark International Women's Day. And SheEO is a Toronto-based VC for Toronto-based entrepreneurs working on businesses modeled on the UN Sustainability Goals. And the 51 is a Canadian-based VC for fintech companies. The EDC, Inclusive Trade Investments Program, provides equity capital to diverse exporters. I look forward to working with Southern-based startups to promote Canada's top leading green and female-inclusive cities and work with partners and stakeholders to strengthen this ecosystem. I will encourage all businesses, regardless of their sectors, in joining the Canadian government in its commitment to creating a more sustainable, inclusive future for women. I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you to the Pacific Council, especially to Jasmine Regala, and to the cohort, to my parents. It's so nice to be in a room with so many people I respect. Thank you.